Hey yo, what's good? This is Rashid Nori back at you again with another one from King's Court, where queens are raised and kings are born. Now I wanted to address something today, man. It's like been kind of irritating about some things with us as men and women in relations, right? This is an instance that I keep running across, right? And it's something that our sisters, our beloved sisters, are showing a confusion as to what they want and what they need. Now I think I'm going to touch on three different scenarios in that reference. The first one being this story I'm going to tell you real quick. And it goes a little something like this. When a sister is interested or feels that she knows what she wants, and she tells you what she wants, and you are that person, you show this, you're that person. And then, probably a week or so into conversation, everything going good. I mean, it seems so positive, so productive. And then the next thing you know, she ghosts you. She chickens out of the whole process. And in that being, you come to realize that women today are just scared. For good reasons, granted. But for other purposes. Now listen to this. The sister I was dating. Real cool. We had a wonderful time together, always. It was like we knew each other from past. Right? Like we grew up together or something. Like it was history there. But we just met maybe 3 days ago. And she loved everything about me. So she said. I mean, talk about how beautiful it felt. And conversation was on point. You know, the vibe was just there. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what I want. I'm not so sure if I really want this. Now, the fact being, she tells me later, after I approached her one day seeing her going to the market. It was ironic. So I said, well, you know, what was wrong with me? She said, oh, really nothing, Rashid. There was really nothing wrong with you. You were perfect. You was a perfect gentleman. I felt comfortable with you. I felt secure with you. You know, you didn't let nobody cross my path and be disrespectful. None of that. You was a perfect gentleman. But I'm just so used to this guy who just, he'll leave in 3 days. He'll feel as though he doesn't want to be there no more. So that's what I'm used to. I'm used to this kind of guy. Now, she's not, I'm kind of elaborating on what she's saying. He's not the type of guy that I really want. But he's the type of guy that I like. You know, because I know him. I understand him. I know what he's going to do. I already feel what he's going to do when he's going to do it. You know, it's toxic. Yeah. It's toxic. But he makes me feel a certain way. Like, But with you, it's just everything is right. It's scary. I don't know what to think the next moment because I'm just feeling like he's going to leave now, but you don't. And it's scary. It's confusing. So I asked her, I said, so what are you really looking for? What do you really want? At the bottom line of it all, she said, I really don't know what I want. I thought I did, but I just can't settle with what I want. I need to know what's happening with the individual I'm with. It beguiles me to have to wonder. And I'm like, whatever happened to butterflies? Whatever happened to just going with the feelings that you feel so strongly about? especially if they seem there's positivity in every aspect of every door that you go through in this. Why bother switching or ghosting somebody or feeling unsafe to the point where you gotta ghost a person? My thing is with that, lady, I don't want to say it in a manner that will make you upset, but I want to say it so that you can understand how significant this is. See, because a man builds himself up to a point in life that he's ready to be able to provide, protect, and honor his queen. And he looks for that queen who will nurture, love, secure, complete him. Now, when I'm saying secure, I mean that she will do what is necessary to keep him happy. She will keep her relationship with him going because she'll make him desire to be with her. So she retains him. See, that's one thing that we fail to understand, that a man has to build himself up to a certain point that he has to do certain things just so he can make it in a world that is difficult, is laid against him, especially with having black skin. And y'all don't think of how difficult it is getting to the position that we are in so that we're appeasing to you. It's difficult. So instead of having to put us through the hardships of that alone, being as though we already have hardships in life, trying to establish ourselves so that we can be providers for you. So that we can do the things that are necessary to keep you secure, happy, and in the most peaceful state of being. See, because when we are toxic, you love that. You love toxicity. Why? Why do you love toxicity? So now I'm going to the next scenario. There's a woman who had been married for many years. Of course, there's a little abuse verbally. After a point in time, we men have a tendency to speak our truth, or even, in fact, our hate for certain things that you guys do. And in this moment, we're just trying to be honest because for so long we trap ourselves from being able to be honest with you by not starting off being honest with you. And in that motion, we have to find ourselves protecting you from yourself, in a sense, because we're not telling you the truth of things that we're seeing and witnessing and recognizing. So we're holding this in. Some things y'all do too. And I must say, as a young man who was raised by his mother and 4 aunts, you know, we take on some of y'all traits. Sometimes all of y'all traits. As bad as that is. It's not absolutely wrong, you know, because I've learned some really good things from the women in our family. Made me a very apt man to be in husband mode that I am today. But nevertheless, you have to say that most of y'all have missed the key when it comes to teachings of your family members or learning things of life. It's like you don't get it. You just don't get it. It takes a lot for a man to be able to be in a position to be able to grab a nice woman. At least a woman that has some self-respect, some morals and principles. But it's even easier for us to get what is called a bimbo. Has no experience in life. And have happiness with them. So y'all have it mixed up, that belief that money is the key to all things. No, it's actually the root of all evil. It truly is. It's the reason why the family nucleus is so destroyed right now. Because everybody's trying to get money. And not doing it together. Everybody's trying to be competing. Well, I'm not going to say everybody, because we men don't give a damn. So we're not in competition with women. Women are trying their hardest to be in competition with us. But I'll digress from that because that's the third story. So in this instance where this woman, she has just about everything that she wants and needs and desires because she's a boss bitch. So she has in her heart that she really doesn't need a man, but yet still she desires to have one around some way, shape, or form. And in turn, she finds a man who's fit for her in that motion just because all he cares about is the box. and to have a little competition in itself. You know, we toxic. You know, when we are toxic, yeah, we like somebody that's gonna give us a little go. You know what I mean? Try us once in a while, testing us. We like that sometimes because it sharpens our swords in a sense. But yet and still, it's not something that every man enjoys. See, so I say all of this to say that it takes for you guys to take time to learn when to. What's the poker statement? When to hold and when to fold. Yeah, you gotta take your time with things and stop trying to think that every man is exactly the same as the next. So with this woman, she had everything. She had all the money. She was making big buku cash. And because the dude that she liked at a club or a bar or whatever, she met him. And he doesn't have what she has. But he has common sense. He has a debonair about himself. He's well spoken. But yet and still she looks at him as if he's a prize. He doesn't know his own worth. Granted, he does know his own worth. But he just has pitfalls that is keeping him from exposing his own worth. So in turn, instead of her saying, okay, we can build you up, I can help you do this, she's saying, nigga, you gotta do better. Get the hell away from me. And sometimes she just disappears. Goes back to the first one. Again, she has now fixated herself on certain fears of having a man that's making less than her. The things that people will say. The way her friends will play with him, his intelligence, or belittle her in the midst of him. You know, things like that. Peer pressure. Come on, we're adults. Who still has peer pressure? Really? Anyway. So when she's now sitting at home alone wondering why she's leaving, he was the best thing that came into her life, but she's miserable, but at the same time she'll begin to say, I don't need a man. I got everything I need that a man's supposed to provide for me. Well, granted, you're not supposed to have the masculine energy of a man, and even the thinking of a man. Get rid of a man and go to the next man, and get rid of that man and go to the next man, and get rid of that man and go to the next man. That's not how it's supposed to be. When you make a choice in somebody that's good for you, that's beneficial, no matter what walk of life you come from. If he's good and he's gentle and he's kind to you, and he has a good connection with his family, then note that he may be someone who is very, very particular. He's gotten your attention. So shouldn't you give him a good chance? A solemn chance? See it as though God sends people for various reasons. Identify it and find out what it's for. Don't just get scared and confused and run. It's more hurtful to you and the person that you have not given a chance. Now, I say that to say this. If you are dealing with somebody and you're not too sure whether or not you really like them, give it a chance. You never know what may transpire. You never know what time will tell. But if you don't give it a chance, you may have let go of the best thing that was meant for you. See, because God works in mysterious ways. I'll say it again. So on to the third situation. A young woman who is pretty promiscuous. She works maybe at one of the strip clubs or something of this sort. She has a pretty good income. Doing pretty good. But she's passing herself off to every slow Joe dude that gets her drunk. And instead of him being somebody that her mother and father would enjoy to see, she's picked the worst type of man. And this guy is pretty good, even though he's from the streets. He has a good background, but he's from the streets. He has a good head, but he's from the streets. And his family is from, maybe the hood. because he's from the streets. His dad was a hustler or an addict. His mom was a hooker or a working hard woman. Because, granted, women work hard. Men, we are just given a bad shake sometimes. Hence the reason why they try to give people less money to replace us. So with that being, she's now fixated on trying to find a man that is going to be equal in understanding of what she's doing and what she aspires to. So she's looking for someone who really is down for anything that she wants. But yet and still, she's only happy with someone who's whipping that ass and telling her to leave that shit alone. Whipping that ass. Now, I said that literally because this is what she's chosen. She chooses someone who will whip that ass. Granted, that's ways and means that men, listen, there's ways and means to control a woman, to protect her from herself. Not necessarily control, but to protect us from herself. See, because a woman being left at her own faculties will find herself in the grievous, most heinous situations. And she can probably fuck somebody in the bathroom or, or slept with 10 men in one weekend or, anything could happen. In the idea of freedom, single, because she's having fun, drinking, and smoking, whatever the case may be, popping pills, or whatever the case may be. So the young lady decides, okay, well, stripping is working out financially, but I'm tired of it. I want a man that can fulfill my life and give me the pleasures that I seek for myself. I don't want to do this no more. Well, in turn, she now wants to be a mother. Or she is a mother, but she wants someone to be in the nucleus of the family with her. She wants a man that is solid, a man that is hardworking, a man that has drive, a man that has good common sense, and is not in the streets too heavy. If he is in the streets, at least he has common sense enough to come home and be with her and share in her. Right? So she thinks she has the right guy. And indeed, she may just. But that's always in the back of her head. How she make money. If she ever feels that she's falling short, she will never look to that man to give her anything to help in her situation if she's falling short. She will resort back to what she did, knowing that this is something that's going to break his heart. It's going to make him upset. It's going to cause a rift in their relationship. So she does it on the side. And he won't know. He doesn't go to strip clubs. But just so happens. And as we know, things just so happen. She goes to the strip club to work this particular weekend, and he's out with co-workers who are from another state. And the boss tells him to treat him to some fun at the strip club. And bam, he pops up there. She's all over everybody. Even was really ready to, get a dance with one of his comrades before she realized he was there. Well, anyway, she has to work, so she's not, it's nothing serious. All these things start going to, it's not a really serious relationship. He don't matter. You know what I mean? What matters is if you have respect enough for this man to have gone to him and said, I may need some help. I'm falling short. Here's my bill, and this is what I'm working with. Can you help me? What's wrong with being honest, ladies? Why can't you just be honest and true? I don't get it. Just being honest and true, having clarity of your speech and being able to articulate what is really going on with you here and here. It's a hard task to really grasp into why you girls are so disunited with your own spirit. These three aspects, your spirit, your heart, and your mind, they cohabitate together. They work in a grand unison. Listen, they are meant to drive you. not to cause you to have second thoughts or second feelings, and not be an understanding and comprehension of simple things. It's not meant to be that way. You're supposed to be most rememberable, most revered, most understood, most articulated, because y'all are the teachers of us. Yes, you're the first offense of knowledge in the family. So, now she has gotten rid of the one person who would do anything in the world for her. Now she's back in the trap. Back in the trap, in fact. Stuck, once again. Looking through the maze of men. Taking on more bodies. More spirits of evil, wickedness. Dastardly minded individuals. So how in the world can she come above the torment and life expectancies of love? Because now she's putting herself in such grave situations where she is not ever going to receive that happiness that she so desires. And in her search, she destroys her soul. So when the man that comes that is just, good, and really, really, really appreciate and love her, she can't accept it because she has been destroyed spiritually, mentally. It's a saying in this land. I've said this before. A woman is like a priceless vase. If you break that vase, you can never bring it back to its original luster. It was priceless. Can't be replaced. Can't be replaced. So handle with care. And ladies, you have to try to strive to be ladies. Not bitches, not hoes, not boss bitches, and all this other dumbass shit you guys have taken on to believe is something that's empowering. It's a farce. It's deception. It's an illusion. It's not empowering. You may feel as though it is because you have captured the souls of some of the ignorant men who really don't understand your beauty. You do not respect, appreciate, or accept it. So, my advisement, you don't have to take it. But yet and still, I must give it. Believe in God. Know that He has your back. Make better choices. Make better choices. And make better decisions. Stop second guessing the facts. Not talking about what you feel. Fuck what you feel. Your opinions and all that stuff. Make sure that it's based on some facts, truths, and evidences when it comes to love of your hearts, because it's very precious. So if you're constantly destroying it, just being whimsical, then you're not going to be perfect for the man who is perfect for you. You're split apart. Your soulmate. You can't identify him if you're so torn up inside, you can't even see past your own desires and feelings. So slow down. Analyze and discuss truths, not fictitious bullcrap and these fantasies that they did projected in your minds for so long with Cinderella and Snow White and all this other stuff. Live in the reality of things. Rationalize what's real in this world today. There's too much going on. Sleeping giants, wake up, wake up, wake up. King's Court is deliberating. Thank you again. Come back. Until next time, like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. I'm trying to build this Sister, brother, support me. I'm on YouTube. Holla.